Our time at exactly 7:30. A very good evening to you. You're listening to my station, your station, ZiFM Stereo. Thank you very much to the sports team for taking care of you as well as Miss Red on the rush. Right now, it's time for Backstage, and my name is Patience Musa, where you get your all access pass to the stories behind the sound. And tonight, we're diving deep into the world of one of Zimbabwe's most innovative producers, a man who doesn't just make music, he grows it. He's a DJ, a sound alchemist. And we're going to be learning more about what he's been doing because he's been quiet for quite a bit. And he's been blending earthly rhythms with futuristic vibes and natural soundscapes with digital beats. And we're going to be talking about his brand new project, the Producer's Album 2, which is really more than just an album. It's a whole ecosystem of collaboration, creativity, and consciousness. Tonight on Backstage, we go behind the beat with Saint Emmo. Welcome.
Hey, how
How are
you
you?
doing?
Great. How have you been?
I've been good. I've been good. Just keeping busy, eh? I've been trying to keep busy.
Dude, if you when you say you're keeping busy, we don't know because as long as we're not hearing anything, we think, okay, what's going on? So, what have you been up to? You've been so quiet.
Oh, yeah, a number of things. Obviously, being number one, being a family man. That's number one. And then farming is another one. And then I had my other projects, my other companies, the movement, as well as the green screen drive-in cinema. So these are some of the things that have been keeping me busy at the moment. Yeah.
How's the movement doing?
The movement is it's doing okay. Right now things are a bit quiet for us, but I think what we're trying to do now is to go digital. So we're working on a on an app. So what that means is very soon everyone can book anyone, artists, DJs, anyone within the entertainment space, whether it's a sound engineer, if you want to get lighting, MCs, all from the Movement app.
And by the way, if you're just tuning in, the song that I just played there, My Blessa, is from this brand new project featuring Jay Afrik. So it's actually on all the platforms right now. So look out for it. Check out the video. It's different. Certainly liking the vibe there. So for those who may just be discovering you for the first time tonight, how would you describe your sound?
Oof, that is a question I get asked a lot, and I struggle to answer that question actually. Um, it's a mix of genres. Like just even with this single, because you've got a bit of dance in there, you've got a bit of electro and local. So what would you call that? You can't really put a name to it. So I think to answer your question, it's just music.
Yeah, I ask that question, and sometimes I have to ask that question.
Yeah,
But sometimes you don't need to put a name on it. Look, let's just play it. Let's just enjoy it.
just
Just
enjoy it.
continue making
Yeah.
it. So, what inspired the name The Producer's Album in the first place? What's the story behind the title?
So my first album, which I did in 2012 in South Africa, um, I called it the producer's album because I had a lot of artists on board, and the whole idea behind it is to express myself as a producer, to 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 go into the different genres, um, and just feel free in terms of my creativity with different artists. Hence why I called it the producer's album.
If you do have any questions at all for St. Emmo, send them through to our WhatsApp 0772 168 045. And just open a message. And Yasha Tota, how you doing? Good to know that you're tuned in this evening. So you've had quite a journey. Harare, Cape Town, and now you got this new album out.
Yeah.
When did you know music was going to be more than just a passion for you?
When I relocated to South Africa, I had just finished my O levels, and obviously I had to then figure out what I'm gonna be doing, and I then took on music. I went there to study the producer's course in sound engineering. Then from there, I went on to working with a record label. While working with the record label, I then got into DJing. You know, so from then on, I think my journey in South Africa just obviously catapulted my career into going into professional industry.
Now, going back to the producer's album too, now that it's finally out there in the world, how do you feel about it?
Ah, I feel relieved to be honest because I've been working on this project for almost 4 years now, and it's been like a weight on my shoulder where I'm like, okay, people are asking, where's the music? You've gone quiet, Emmo. What's going on? Where's the music? Where's the music? And I knew that I'm working on something, but um, putting together final product is what also because I think the issue of being a perfectionist, that's what also took it too long. You know, when I thought I had an album, I'm like, no, I have to
It's
scrap
not
this
yet
one.
ready.
Let me put this one on. Nah, let me work with this artist. All right, let me just add one more song.
Are you ever happy? Are you ever happy with a song that, you know what, we are finished with it? Let's give birth to this baby and let it go. Or are you the kind of artist who will still go back and say, look, I listened to it some more. We need to remove that. We need to add that. We need to do that better.
Yes, I can be. I can be that person, but I think now it just needs discipline because now what are we doing? If I'm always um, working on the product and it never comes out, then I'm not actually doing anything. So it has to be a sense of discipline because with music, over time, sounds change and ideas come. So you could have a song that's sitting in your computer that can keep developing over time and keep changing. Dynamics change. So yeah, I just have to discipline and say, okay, I'm gonna cut this one off and I'm gonna move on to the next product.
So are you ever happy? Are you ever happy all the projects that you've released? Are you ever happy like you know what? I've done a good job here. It's time to let it go. Or you just let it go because you think you gotta.
No, I let it go because I think it'll be done. Some songs you can feel that it's done, especially when you play it to other people. They'll tell you, "Oh, this is a good song." You know, you don't want to add too much to it when it's already a finished product.
Now, the producer's album too blends your worlds of music and farming.
Mm,
Can you walk us through how you fused those two seemingly different passions?
yeah. Yes. Well, how that came about is, farming. I think the energy I got from being in nature. That's exactly what I then put into the studio. Because when you're out there, it's just nothing but nature and no network. It's just you and nature, like literally. And there's a certain energy that comes with it, like a certain pure energy. And leaving the farm and coming back into Harare, you already feel refreshed and with a clear mind. So with that, it's easier to create a different style of music because you'll be feeling a certain way and carrying a certain energy. And obviously, for somebody that's a creative like me, I have to find ways to express it, and my ways to express it is through music.
And what's the difference between the producer's album two and the first producer album? And why are we sticking to using the same name?
It's a product. Again, another thing is I'm also an entrepreneur, so I know the value behind branding something, right? So that's why I like to create a brand because bec- because I've named it again, it becomes relatable to say, oh, we know Saint Emo is the one who creates a series of producers album, so we know what to expect, and we don't know what to expect as well with the next project. You know, which artist is he gonna work with? Are they gonna be from Zimbabwe? We know it's gonna be a different dynamic of different sounds. You know, it's not gonna be the monotonous um, same vibe. And I think that's why I created that product because it's so versatile and it'll keep the audience always engaged.
Our time in exactly 20 minutes to the hour 7. If you're just tuning in, we are backstage every single Tuesday from 7:30 through to 8 o'clock, where we get to know what's going on with our artists. And you just got a taste of the producer's album 2, a track called Mablesa. Rich Laird unmistakably sent Emmo. And if you're just tuning in, don't worry, we're only just getting started. We are really going to get to know the man. Okay, the little we can do in 20 minutes. 0772168045 is our WhatsApp. Jonathan Mativenga, the radio controller, listening in from Nyamapanda border post. Good to know that you're tuned in. Also got Pavel listening in from Kadoma. And he has a question for you. He wants to know if there's money in the industry and what you think about new producers like Spirit. Is there money in the industry?
Yes, there is money in the industry. I think just not at the level of what we see on TV, the international, but definitely the money is there. You know, the local organizations such as Zimura, they're paying royalties. Shows have artists can survive on shows, probably not to the extent again that we see on TV and other countries, but there is money, and I think we're just in the beginning. We're in the beginning stage of getting into a growing industry where it becomes an actual profession, um, a financial profession. Yeah, should I say? Yeah.
Now, you're known for blending African, Western, European, Middle Eastern sounds. So, how do you decide which element to bring together in a track with so many influences?
Oof, that is a hard one. It's part of the creativeness. There's no formula to it. It's like when you buy a house and you're building a house. You you can tell depending on where the house is, where the sun comes from. You know what color to paint it, right? You don't. It's not always the same template to say, okay, this kind of house needs this kind of paint. It's a feeling. You just feel like, okay, let me add this kind of instrument and I mix it with this because it blends and it gels well.
Are there any surprising sounds that made it into this particular album?
Surprising sounds.
Yeah, something that you'd never tried before.
Um, I guess I would say yes. The one I did with Josh Meck called
I
Faded.
saw that. I
Yes.
saw that, and I just never. I mean, I can see you working with the various artists,
Yeah.
but Josh Mack for me was the one that was kind of like the odd one out.
Yes.
What came into that decision? What process? Why had you guys worked together before? Had you?
No.
What happened?
So I guess it's because of my journey with Silent. When I did it was a single called Love Default with Silent where it was a production where it let the guitar speak and it did very well. A lot of people welcomed it and did it. It did very well. It's people still look for the song till today, and I did a few more songs after that when I realized I'm like, okay, if I could do this with an acoustic or an electric guitar, why don't I try something with a bass guitar? And it was an experiment, but it worked. And it's a mix of hip hop jazz. It's just hip hop jazz, and it's funky and it's cool. Cause I think Josh Meck just came through with this attitude, and you hear it from the moment you play it, like just attitude and bass in your face. Yeah.
Now, you've described music as energy, just like nature.
Mm.
Can you expand on how you transfer that energy into your production process? And what's your process in putting this music together? Do you come up with something first and then call in an artist, various artists to come through and add something, or you start off together on with a blank slate?
So it can start off as simple as just having a melody in your head, and then recording it on my phone, right? Um, let's say if I'm on the farm and a melody comes in, I'll record it on my phone. It may not be not necessarily when I get home. I'm gonna jump into studio. No, it's now when I feel creative. I'll be like, okay, I want to get into studio and I want to work on something. Then I have different ways where I start how I work on songs. So it's either I listen to the melody or different things I've recorded from my own voice on my phone, or I start to listen to different artists I like, and I get inspiration to say, okay, I like this guy's sound, I like this guy's melody, I like this guy's lyrics, I like this beat, and that gets me into the mood to become creative. Even if I'm watching something on Netflix, music based, like I like a lot of these documentaries on Miles Davis, Dr. Dre. When you hear their stories already, the energy that builds up in that, I go into studio straight away.
Now, environmental consciousness comes through in a lot of your songs. How do you think music can influence people's attitudes towards nature? And have you always been this conscious, or it's something that you recently went through?
No, I think I've always been this conscious. Again, my music career started in Cape Town, and Cape Town, if you've noticed, it's a city that's built by a mountain.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. You're by the sea, you're by the mountain. So there's a lot of nature energy that I got from that. And I think just when I came back to Zim, that's just now my working method. I somehow have to incorporate getting energy from nature to that. And now it comes to the writing as well. That whole consciousness of just protecting our environment. I just try to put it across in the message in the lyrics, just so people can, protect the environment that they live in. The one song called Rain, which actually has no lyrics and has a music video with no rain in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if people have noticed, if you watch the music video Rain, there's actually no rain in it. The story behind that was to say Earth is a living organism. So it feels all the things that we do, right? It records all the different things we do, whether it's negative or positive. It records all of that, and um, it also responds negative or positively, depending on how we react. So if you find a case where there's a lot of war, there's a lot of famine, there's a lot of just bad things going on, you tend to not have rain, which is a blessing, right? But when you take care of the environment, the earth, it blesses you with rain. It's the same thing as a tree. A tree always has to give back to its roots. It's a simple, universal principle that exists throughout time. You give and you receive.
Just
Yeah.
having this conversation about rain makes me miss it so much. And we
Mm.
are so many months away from the rainy season. But looking at the producer's album too, what do you hope your audience will feel listening to to these songs?
I would like, and I hope that they feel a journey, a journey of emotions, right? You get your different songs of love. Some a bit comical with the lyrics. Some are jazzy, funk, dance. Especially for the mature. Then you get a bit of dance, where JF Freak song. It's a heartbreak song, but you can dance to it. So it is a
Those are the best.
yeah.
Our time at exactly 11 minutes to the hour 7. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? Huh? This is my station, your station, ZFM, and this is Backstage Tuesdays from 7:30 through to 8 o'clock. And our guest tonight is Saint Emmo. If you have any questions for him, send them through to our WhatsApp 0772 168 045. And trust me, his journey is as bold and as layered as his music. So you don't want to be touching that dial. So now let's talk about where this artistry comes from.
Yeah.
Wait, is it inherited? Does it run in the family,
No.
or is it just you? Are you getting home and then everybody contributing,
No.
or is it's just you?
No. It's
This is
just
where
me.
it's beginning.
Nah, it's just me. I think I was born a creative. I was born very artsy and not academic, where the rest of my family is academic. So I don't know why God picked me out to be the odd one out. I don't know, but yeah, that's just for I guess from when I was born. I just decided to take my own path. Yeah.
And how long did it take you to realize that? Because sometimes we don't, and we beat ourselves up because we actually don't know that, hey, you're different and it's okay.
Um, it took me how to realize it. I think in school I was very artistic in terms of drawing. I used to draw a lot and I was very good at art. Um, and I think it's obviously the side of your brain that is working more. So now I remember I had just had my little first keyboard. It was a little Casio, I think, 2 or 3 octave,
I
and
remember those.
yeah, a little Casio, and you obviously it had all these different buttons with all these different melodies, and I'd play a lot with that, and then next thing I'd play my own little melody, and from there, um, I used to make a lot of noise for my family. They'll be like, "Hey, you're making noise with your keyboard," and eventually I got introduced to Fruity Loops. I think from there it just went out of control.
Now, you actually studied music production formally in Cape Town,
Yeah.
which is rare, especially in our industry where most of our producers are self taught.
Mm.
What pushed you to go to take that route?
Well, I had to do something after O levels. So, the question was, what are you going to do now that you've done your O levels, and what industry do you want to get into? And I was like, I definitely want to get into music. And I said, I want to get into sound engineering because I've got a passion and an interest in music and music production. So I then, yeah, decided to go to South Africa and study sound engineering and music production. Yeah.
And in what ways did that shape your approach to sound production as well as your music?
Oh, it opens up a whole world. I mean, a lot of I think I don't know if this is the case, but in the Zim industry, we seem to have a lot of guys that are self-taught, where if you take that extra step to actually learn more, it could benefit you a whole lot more. Which I was actually in that space as well. I was like, no, I don't need to go study. I know music. I can make beats. I can write a lyric. I can record myself. But then it really changed and opened up my my mind to how far I can push the dynamics of music. Because now, if I hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't be able to work with different artists. For example, there was one time, the most difficult time I've ever experienced in my music career was when I was working with a record label. They tasked me to record and produce a rock band.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are
that
you
was intense
are you are you
pressure.
are you a fan of rock music?
Yeah, I listen to rock music. That's a good thing. Cause
I mean, you
when I
gotta
was,
listen. I mean,
yeah,
especially you gotta listen to everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So because I had the passion for music from back when I was young, I listened to a lot of from white music to rap to all sorts to old school. I listened to everything. So but it was challenging. It was very challenging because it was a paid gig by the hour.
Whoa, that's nice.
And I was sitting on a massive desk with knobs and faders and everything, and I had to figure out how to record these guys in the space. I think they had paid for like 4 hours or 6 hour,
And they
and
wanted to record how many songs?
they wanted to record I think 2 songs, but one of them had a lot of guitar layers, and I didn't know. This is my first time recording rock. Yeah, I'm a little
Because it's
Zimbabwean
quite
boy.
layered.
Little Zimbabwean boy in a studio with these white folk just sitting there, and they just like, yeah, we've paid, so this needs to be done. And I have to go mic up a drum kit just miking up a drum kit is a mission on its own. Then patching it through processes. Yeah. So thank God I had gone to school for that, so I could. But it was difficult, and I think it taught me a lot as well. You learn a lot of patience with egos. Yeah, yeah,
You gotta.
yeah. Being a producer,
You
you
gotta.
you have to be
You
patient
take a
with.
lot.
Yeah, exactly. You get so many egos, so many egos.
So, looking at today's music scene where YouTube tutorials and trial and error are the norm, do you think there's still value in going to school for music production?
Definitely, definitely. And I encourage anyone who's trying to get into the industry, try take the further step in getting education in learning more formally, and not just in the street, but to actually go out and get an official or formal education on the industry. It'll help a great lot.
You know, when you walked in, and I told you that it's gonna be 30 minutes of talking.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, we have 4 minutes left now.
Wow.
4 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Time flies.
Time does
It
fly.
certainly does. Thank you very much for all the messages you sent through. Unfortunately, we will not be able to read all of them, but good to know that you are tuned in. Ronwell Pausiri, good to know that you are tuned in. Another message here coming through from Joshua. Uh, okay, no, 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 no. And you're saying, let's not forget to celebrate the father of the nation. True, indeed, wise words. And another message here coming through from the twins, the Simbisai twins. Thank you so much for tuning in. And so, please let us know your handles because we would like to follow you. I actually am gonna follow. Do I not follow you? Are you on social media,
I am on social media.
dude? So
You just don't look for me.
nah,
I'm on
nah.
social media.
No. Okay, Instagram. What's your handle?
Saint Emmo. Saint Emmo. st.ewmo.
Okay, so
Right.
everybody grab your phone right now and okay.
Yeah. But
I'm ashamed of
I
myself.
would like to say everyone may, if we can direct people to the website, because
Okay.
that way you can see everything that I'm doing. Everything from carbon credits to music to the movement, everything is all on the website. My journey with the producer's album, the first one, my second album called Abstractica, then the third album, everything is on the website. If people want to get to know me, my whole journey from Cape Town till now, the website is www. Do people still say that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Saint Emmo, as in SAINTEMMO .world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there, let's go to the website, find out more about Saint Emmo, listen to all the music, subscribe to everything. Are you on TikTok as well?
No,
No.
no, I'm not.
No, I was thinking about that and I said, ain't no way you're on TikTok. TikTok is crazy.
Yeah, I think I should be. I need to get onto TikTok.
You need to
actually.
get onto TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok
I
is
do.
so much fun, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I can imagine.
Look, it's been lovely having this chat, and just like that, we bring tonight's journey to a close. From the roots of Harare to the studios of Cape Town, from the quiet energy of nature to the pulsing rhythms of collaboration, Saint Emmo has reminded us that music is more than just entertainment. It's an expression, it's healing, it's responsibility.
Yeah.
The producer's album 2 is out now, a project that, doesn't just speak to the ear, but to the soul, a reminder to tend not just our land, but our souls, our lives, our communities, and our creative spirits. So wishing you all the best. There are videos for all the songs, right?
Yes. So my Blessers music video is out. Second single, we're actually shooting the video this Saturday. It's gonna be a surprise with Josh Meck. Something completely different people won't expect. So
Oh, nice. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And so thank you again, Saint Emmo, and thank you, listener listening from wherever you are, Mukombi, driving home from a tough day at work. Yeah, the week is still young, but the weekend is getting closer. And drive cautiously, drive safely. Those listening at home, keep the fire burning, and just lock it down right here on ZiFM Stereo, where the music never stops telling stories. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep creating, and as always, claim it, take it, own it, and rock it. My name is Patience Musa. Join me next week, same time, or Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m. Good night.
Nationwide